A very warm welcome to Lotus on Track. This week we're at the legendary Spa-Francorchamps circuit in Belgium for a combined race from the Lotus Cup Europe and Lotus Cup UK. Over 50 cars entered this weekend on the fantastic circuit. Cars on the formation lap for the second race of the weekend. 40-minute encounter. Yesterday's 20-minute excursion was won by Gavin Kershaw, and he lines up on pole position for today's race. They're on their formation lap now, and when they come back it will be a standing start ahead of 40 minutes around what ranks as one of the drivers' very favourite circuits. All manner of Lotuses entered. We are in for a real treat. Well, this is how they line up, with in pole position Gavin Kershaw, and alongside him Mark Fullerlove, Gregory Rass and Remy Pochevin in the second row of the grid. Good to see Remy back and going well. John Rass, Gregory's brother, is in fifth, with Jean-Baptiste Mersnier in sixth, and always good to see Gavin Kirby well up the field in seventh. He and Steve Williams in 10th will give us plenty of entertainment from this gigantic grid, made up of a combination of the regulars from the Lotus Cup Europe, here for their final round of the season, also the penultimate round as well of the Lotus Cup UK, which is why we've got so many of the production runners as well making the trip over from the UK. Plenty of dicing in prospect, I fear, with Gavin Kershaw there in the marvellous Evora in pole position. Mark Fullerlove there in second in the silver 211 has been very rapid throughout the year, and good in third place to see Gregory Rass going so well in his Evora. That car has just been going quicker and quicker over the course of the season. And there's Gavin Kirby. Not seen as much of him with the light during 2011. He is a very feisty racer. The car's coming to the end of the formation lap now. It's going to be quite a charge up to the source for the first time of asking. We're in car with John Rass as we look towards the gantry. Greg Gazechka, another drivers carrying our in-car camera this weekend, coming to his mark. So we look for the green flag. There it is, about 3 kilometres away at the back of the grid. So that means the drivers get the 5-second board, and then the red lights will flash on when they come out. We will be racing here at Spa. Here are the red lights. Who's going to make the jump as they accelerate up towards the source for the first time as the lights go out very shortly? It's been long hold. Away they go now. It's a brilliant start for the red car, Remy Pochevin, who jumps between the front row. And it's Pochevin, I think, who's going to get the run up towards the source the first time. He's going to edge out Mark Fullerlove. So they turn into the hairpin. Fullerlove doesn't make it easy for the Frenchman. Remy Pochevin goes through technically. Fullerlove second, Gavin Kershaw third, and then the Rasses tied for fourth position. Gregory Rass in the white Evora and John Rass in the orange exige. Everybody cleanly through, so they plunge down the hill to the legendary Eau Rouge corner. Already Remy Pochevin trying to build out an advantage over the rest of the field, although the Evoras are so quick, you can possibly expect to see them going well on the run long towards Les Combes. Production battle through Eau Rouge, two abreast, as you'd expect on the first lap, as Gavin Kershaw is being squeezed by Pochevin, but Kershaw's going to go through and take the lead of the race. So the man who won yesterday started from pole. He goes in the lead. Mark Fullerlove also just able to sneak through and pinch second, as well as Tom Chataway turns through Les Combes with a gaggle of exiges on his tail down the hill, and it is Kershaw who's just got the advantage over Mark Fullerlove, with Pochevin, Gregory Rass and John Rass next men through. Everybody safely through in the midfield. Simon Deacon in the black 39 car just picking his way through as we go in car with John Rass in pursuit of brother Gregory just ahead of us. Now John in the exige would expect to be quick through the corners, whereas the Evora of Gregory Rass may well pull away from us on the straights. Let's see if that happens. We go through this very quick sequence of left-handers. Now onto the straight, the Evora just disappears. It's Gavin Kirby. It's had a bit of a moment. He is going to recover well down the field. Plenty of places for him to gain. Let's look at the speed carried by Gavin Kershaw as we accelerate through towards the end of the first lap. They move down through the brakes and into the bus stop chicane. John Rass closing up on the diminutive, at least comparatively diminutive, exige on the tail of his brother. A little bit of a moment there for Jean-Baptiste Mersnier and the 107 car. Back in car with John Rass. It's Gregory Rass just able to stretch his legs slightly on him. Gavin Kershaw in the lead of the race, to drive away here from Mark Fullerlove, who's got Remy Pochevin for company. Well, Gavin Kershaw, we've seen him once already this year in the Lotus Cup UK, where he and Martin Donnelly won in dominant fashion at Snetterton. Well on, of course, things like similar again today. Greg Gazechka having a good scrap in the midfield. The leaders through Eau Rouge. Gazechka looking to get in place against the pit wall there. fairly dicey. Right, let's ride in car Greg Gazechka into Eau Rouge. Do we lift? Very slightly. Down the gear, giving the revs. Bit of torque up the hill and on into the action from Zechka. The drivers absolutely adore racing here at Spa, particularly for the challenge of Eau Rouge. Here come the production class. It's Ben Hyland who's just got the advantage over Steve Quick. The rest of them streaming through. There's Steve Williams, who is well up inside top 10 with Marcus Jewell just closing in on his tail. Slightly disappointing season really for Marcus Jewell. Quite got the results his ability deserve as Laurent Fevre in the 49 car. Again, a driver with Betsy Hara up the order as Gregory Rass has a little bit of a twitch. He's found his way past Remy Pochevin though, so it's now Gregory Rass up into third, Pochevin fourth, John Rass still in fifth, Gavin Kershaw and Mark Fullerlove leading the way. Just about every other position in the race under vigorous dispute here. We've got Herbert Metzger, who is just ahead of Xavier Georges, the two Ziges having a good toss. Then comes Zechka, who almost loses it. Well gathered, sir, because for a moment the rear of the car wanted to overtake the front, but he keeps it together. He's lost a little bit of ground to the 74 car, Campbell Cassidy and Matt Sherrington just ahead of him. But Gregor Zechka on the limit. We can see again just how hard he's working the wheel through this unnamed double left hand, but the drivers absolutely adore it, particularly in Formula One. They really enjoy the challenge of that corner right. Back in car with John Rass as we accelerate through to complete the lap. Are we going to be making a challenge of Remy Pochevin here? Liberal use of the curbs and the AstroTurf from the pair of them. Really optimal route into the bus stop, and that may just prevent John Rass from making a move. Well, nobody is going to be challenging Gavin Kershaw this stage of the race. John Rass right on tail of Remy Pochevin. You almost had to go through by default there. Very lucky not to have the rear of Remy Pochevin's 211 imprints all over his windscreen, because John Rass carried so much more speed into the chicane there. Just a handling characteristic really of the little Exige. Rather caught himself by surprise. So Remy Pochevin maintaining that fourth position for a few more moments. There's Ben Hyland in the production class. He's got a couple of the 211s around him to play with, which really I think illustrates just how well he is going. And then it's Steve Quick who's heading the next group of production cars, arriving in somewhat disorderly fashion into the bus stop chicane. This is exactly what we want to see. Damn planted 93 car. Apologies, Vittel Chauhun in the 93 car having a bit of a challenge as Rob Austin looking to the inside into hairpin in 56 car and gaining the place. There's a spin for Mark Yates. And then all the good pointing there from the marshal saying turn back around. I'm not sure that Mark would have quite seen that, but at least he was making the effort. And he rejoins the race with loss of only a place or two. So it hasn't really split out that production class battle at all, has it? Because here they come, charging through Eau Rouge, and then the hill through then the sequence at the corner. We've got Marcus Jewell just ahead for Campbell Cassidy and Matt Sherrington car. Another combination that have gone quicker and quicker throughout the course of the 2011 season, but for reliability I think they would really be in some way the championship standings. It's Dave Carr in the 30 bright green car. I just wonder if he's got a slight problem there, because he was really crawling up the hill. That'd be a real shame. Again, Dave, one of those drivers who has blossomed during his time racing in the Lotus Cup UK and Lotus on Track and Leads Trophy in the UK. Back to the fight for third position, and John Rass still trying to find a way past his brother Gregory Rass. He's got plenty of time with which to do so, but all the while this man, Mark Fullerlove, is driving away from them in second position. The story of Mark Fullerlove's 2011 season, when Gavin Kershaw's come out to play as the Rass brothers synchronised sliding through the bus stop, and it's worked in favour possibly of John Rass. He closed on tail of Gregory Rass, who then just moves away from him as he gets to put his right foot on the loud pedal. The extra power of the Evora able to buy himself a couple of car lengths, which then immediately disappear under braking into the hairpin at the source, and John Rass again looking for the exit. Gregor Zechka, who've been riding in car with, just on the tail of Dennis van den Sarvel. They exit the chicane and accelerate on towards the source. Now, good exit from the source means that Zechka could look to make the challenge as they head down towards Eau Rouge. Looks to the outside of van den Sarvel as they arrive into the hairpin. So you're going to go for the switchback dummy here. He could well do. Dennis van den Sarvel runs out wide. Gregor Zechka gets the power. Nice snurling. Through he goes. Textbook manoeuvre, or does he? Because I can still see flashes of orange just to the left of the screen. Ben Hyland, Rob Austin and Steve Quick descend en masse, with Ken Savage now for company in the battle for the lead, the production class, into La Source. Here they come down the hill towards Eau Rouge. Steve Quick's decided enough of that. I'm going to try and make a gap on Highland and Austin. Here they come through Eau Rouge, and Rob Austin really trying to put the pressure on to Ben Highland. Back to the brothers Rass, and it's still Gregory just maintaining that advantage over John Rass. Likewise Marcus Jewell maintaining his position momentarily. But what of the production class battle? We'll find out shortly as Remy Pochevin continues his slide down through the field. Just wonder whether Remy's got a problem here, because he's now being overhauled by Steve Williams. Somewhat uncharacteristic given the pace that we saw from Remy Pochevin earlier on in the year. Has Gregor Zechka made that move stick? Yes, he has. So Gregor Zechka making good progress past Dennis van den Sar in that camera car. He's though got a little bit of empty track though before he gets on to the tail of the car in front of him. Production class squabble through the com as Gregory Rass running out incredibly wide there through Blanchimont. I don't quite know what he did there. He caught the end of the shot. John Rass though thinks about looking to challenge Gregory Rass into the chicane. The lap lighting up the rear tyres again. Plenty of fun in the Exige from John Rass. He's clearly thoroughly enjoying this battle with his brother Gregory, and with the opportunity to really stretch their legs around the Spa circuit. So many different corner types. It's a great opportunity to examine the relative characteristics of the Evora and the Exige. Again, John Rass trying to get the run on Gregory Rass, moving to the side of him. They're going to have a drag race down towards Eau Rouge, which is going to be run by the Evora of Gregory Rass. Well, we are going for a break. We'll be back here, Spa, in a few moments' time with more action at Lotus on Track.